All right, 7zip.org, 7zip.com. Two very similar sounding websites, but if you download 7zip from the wrong one, your PC could be infected by a Trojan. And in fact, the 7zip.com is the one that's easier to spell because the official websites requires a dash in the name, but the malware doesn't. Oh boy. You know, these open source tools have always been bad at marketing. Now, I also wanted to show you how similar both these files look, the original download versus the actually infected version. As you can see, they both look identical, but one of them, the one on the left, is the actual 7zip installer, for which, interestingly, we do get a warning from Windows. This is not infected, but the one on the right is the infected version. And if we run it, as you can see, we get a prompt from ThreatLocker saying that it's been blocked. Because guess what? This is not the actual signed off 7zip installer. It is the malware version. But here's the really interesting part. This is not a simple case of the second website simply downloading a malware onto your computer, because that would be relatively easy to detect. If it just gave you, let's say, trojan.exe instead of the official 7zip download, you'd be like, whoa, maybe this is the wrong website, maybe there's been a supply chain attack. But if we take a look at the download that this site gives us, it looks just like the official 7zip installer. In fact, if we take a look at the analysis, it is even signed. The installer is AuthentiCode signed using a now revoked certificate. As you just noticed, Windows did not pop up a warning for this, which is funny because Windows pops up a warning for a lot of legit open source tools. I made a video on that too. But yeah, what's crazy is that this is going to be a normal install. You're going to install 7zip as intended, but it's going to drop these additional components. These are the Trojans that are masquerading on this fake website. It's going to drop uphero.exe, hero.exe, and a DLL file. And they're going to set up a persistence mechanism. So both of these Trojans that have just been installed on your system are going to auto start as a Windows service. Again, I've made many videos about this. Malware is no longer auto starting as a startup item because Windows made it easier for you to see your startup items. You just go into your taskbar, you go right click, task manager, startup apps, and boom, you can see all the applications I have starting up on my computer. And if the malware was here, you could just look at it and right click disable, but they don't want that. So what they do instead is they embed it inside Windows services, which is much harder to find. Not a lot of people know where it is, but I'm just going to show you. So if you go into msconfig, we go through our system configuration, services, you can find the list of your services that start up here. As you can see, it's a very long list, not very easy to read. An average user is not going to be able to tell what is and isn't an important service from this listing. And you can't just go turning these off either, because guess what? Some of these are important for your audio to function, for your computer to work as intended. If you turn these off, your computer may crash. And so that is where modern malware, stealthy malware, likes to embed itself. That way it starts up with Windows. And of course, these are running under system privileges, meaning they have full access to your system. They also change the firewall rules to allow them to communicate, because their goal is to set up a persistent proxy service, which is funny. I mean, it's relatively benign as a malware. All it does is it sets up a residential proxy node, which means third parties are going to be able to route the traffic through your IP address. It's one of those things which immediately does not do a great deal of damage, but depending on what type of traffic is being routed through your IP address, it could actually be more dangerous in the long term. Because say you could be suspected of criminal activity because criminals are using your IP. And all of this because you simply went to the legit sounding 7zip.com and clicked the download button to get a simple tool to extract zip files on your computer. And this is not the first instance of this type of malware using a third-party tool or pretending to be the legit version of a third-party tool. We've had similar cases with NVIDIA driver installers, MSI Afterburner famously, but I feel like this is more nefarious because this installer is not directly malware and it's not detected as such. It's not very easy to kind of go, oh, I clicked the download link and now I have this malware on my computer. The malware is actually dropped and activated after the install process. And because it's totally silent and it doesn't do anything particularly nefarious to begin with, you're probably not going to notice it. So there could be thousands of computers that are already infected by this malware the users just don't know about. Now, this post itself is based on a real story. It's based on somebody on Reddit who downloaded the infected version. Interestingly, Interestingly, the way they found that website is through a YouTube tutorial for a PC build that linked the wrong website, 7zip.com. Now, it could be by design. Maybe that was the way the malware was promulgated, was by using YouTube videos that instruct people to download 7zip. Oh, top 10 programs I download, and then they link to this 7zip website instead of the actual one. Or it could just be that somebody made a mistake. But apparently, 2 weeks later, Microsoft Defender detected Trojan Win32 Malgent on that computer, and that is how they figured out they were infected. So yeah, if you have installed 7zip recently and you suspect you may have done it from the wrong website, make sure you scan your computer, make sure you are not food for the Trojan. So yeah, to wrap the video up, one of the ways you can protect against threats like this is to have good endpoint security on your system. And one approach that's really effective is zero trust, which means only allowing programs that are verified to be safe to execute, which is why we had the official 7zip run on this system, but not the infected version. A great solution that implements that approach quite well is ThreatLocker. I want to thank them for supporting our educational content, including this video. And I'm also doing a talk at their conference, Zero Trust World in Orlando, in the first week of March. So if you're free and want to join a cybersecurity conference, check that out. Also, you can check out ThreatLocker, sign up for a trial using the link in description. It is designed for enterprises that want to control what applications can be executed in their environment. We also recently did a test of brand new zero-day ransomware against a variety of solutions. All the links are going to be in the description. And do like and share this video if you enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe to the PC Security channel. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. This is Leo, and as always, stay informed, stay secure.